We're here today with Mark Vinciguerra, president and owner of NYVT Media, which publishes the Washington County Free Press. I'm Melanie Lukosovic, the executive editor. The newspaper is about to undergo some significant changes in how it delivers news to its audience, and Mark is here to talk about some of the changes that are coming. Welcome, Mark.
Hello, Melanie. How are you today?
Hey, good. Um,
Good.
okay, let's get started. What changes are coming for the Free Press, and what's the timing for these changes?
Sure. Well, we are excited to announce that the Free Press is actually moving to an all digital format. It's going to become an email newsletter that is effective on the edition date of April 10th of this year. So just about a month away from as we record this now. We will cease printing the Free Press and distributing it in the way we do it now, which is via the mail and through bulk copies delivered to various establishments in Washington County. And instead, we'll be using an email delivery of a newsletter each week, which will also contain within it many features, but also the PDF version of the Free Press will be contained within the email newsletter.
Okay, why did you make the decision to move to this all digital format? What were the factors that led you to make this change?
It's a great question, Melanie. We've got so many. I mean, there's so many different factors. Let's start with. I don't want to sugarcoat the obvious here, but when you go back, this product, just to reiterate what it was, the Free Press is a printed product delivered via the U.S. Postal Service and bulk copies. There's about 20,000 or so copies delivered and mailed each week to households in Washington County, and what's happened. The Free Press, when it was originally founded, it would be called the total market coverage or a TMC product. And when products like that, when they were founded, were really vehicles for insert advertisers. It was a way for grocery chains and retail establishments to get their inserts out to the public. And the Free Press, John Manchester and his family that owned it prior to us, they did a really good job in adding news content to the Free Press. So it became more than just a jacket to hold inserts. It actually became a really nice product with some local news and definitely some advertising and so on. Like, I'm not telling you anything you don't know here, or the public probably doesn't know, but the costs of everything are going up. And definitely in the case of newspapers, we're challenged with rising costs, and the advertising is being more splintered. So, if you'd looked at the Free Press 10 years ago, probably each week there'd be 10 to 12 different inserts, store circulars, coupon books, things like that in the Free Press. And there'd probably be a good 8 pages of automobile dealers in the Free Press. That paid the freight. I mean, that was a huge revenue stream that was made us be able to deliver the product, print that many, and deliver that many products each week. If you look at it now, and it's not due to any fault of anything locally for us, it's a nationwide trend. There's about 3 insert advertisers in there, and there's maybe on a good week we get a page of automobile dealer advertising. The times have changed, and they've made this. Those kind of businesses have made their decision to advertise elsewhere, and a lot of that is digital advertising now. And what's happened because of that is the Free Press has gone from being a profitable venture to literally each week we produce that paper right now. It is we do it at a loss. Each week. And we're not talking about a loss year to year, Melanie. I'm talking about a physical loss. We lose money every time we print and distribute that paper right now, to the tune of 6 figures over the course of a year. We lose, and what that does is allows us not. It stifles us to be able to do good journalism and do the really good work that we're trying to do elsewhere when we have to offset those kind of losses. So I hope that explains why we're doing what we're doing, and a little bit about, I'd like to really get into what we're doing with the new product, because we're very excited about that as well.
Okay, well, does this mean, in your opinion, is print still a viable medium to deliver news and advertising to customers?
Absolutely. It absolutely is. It's just the model is different. To do a mass produced model and there was no subscriptions to this, so the readers didn't pay. It was an all advertising paid vehicle. That model is challenged and in many places has gone away. I'm not telling you anything you haven't known. I mean, we're doing this interview today where on a day where the Cortland Standard in Central New York has announced its closing of and it's been printing since 1867 in Newark, New Jersey. New Jersey right now basically has no physically printed newspapers any longer. I mean, there's a few that exist, but the biggest one in the state, the Star Ledger, stopped printing in February. So it's a challenged business to be printing right now, but it's not a dead business. We have some really good papers in our portfolio, including the the papers up in Granville and Whitehall. I mean, they do a really good job covering the community. And in my opinion, I tell people this, and I don't mean to be morbid, but I believe that print will be printing our obituaries. They'll still be printed products. It's just this kind of product that the Free Press was, a TMC product. Uh, in many cases, just doesn't make sense to do it that way any longer.
Okay, you've talked about you're going to an all digital format. Can you explain what that means and how people will receive the free press moving forward?
Yeah, thank you. Again, we're really excited about the digital format. We had done this in the Lakes Region Free Press back the in January, and it's been well received, very well received. In the case of the Washington County Free Press, what's going to happen is we're going from 20,000 or so, between 18 and 20,000 on any given week, printed copies instead will be at least 33,000 emails each week. And we may be picking weeks that number could go up to almost 80,000 emails. We're able to select people that have opted in to receive emails, and we're able to slice and dice that data to be specific demographic, geographic people. So we can target people in Washington County. We can target them that are over a certain age. We're not sending emails to minors. And then, within the email, again, there'll be the PDF of the paper itself, but there's so many different advertising positions and storytelling positions and methods that can be used digitally. For example, we can do a lot of video. We're starting to do many more videos each week in our storytelling, and you've been a great example of that in the papers that you oversee. We do a lot of video storytelling. So that will allow us in this format to link to videos and show videos about the stories and do interviews and have shows and interviews with newsmakers, not just in print, but now fully dimensional. There'll be things we'll be able to link to other news sources. We might not have reported it, but we're going to be the comprehensive place that you can find what's going on in Washington County by reading this email newsletter. And even if it's not our reporting, we'll have information and link from this newsletter to that information. So we may have a link to the local library or the local sports team at the high school nearby. Connected from this newsletter. It will be a comprehensive source of information, news from all points in Washington County. When it comes to advertising, you can do so many different things with advertising. You can have QR codes. You can have digital couponing. You can have maps to your location. Again, you can use videos. There's just a lot of different ways to tell your story, whether it's a news story or an advertising story. We can do a lot more things with the content that we provide in this newsletter. And one of the things, Melanie, that we talked about, and we're not promising this day one, but we talked about with the PDF version that's going to be included in the newsletter, we could probably update that PDF on a regular basis. So, instead of one time a week, it'd be static, as it is now. We may be able to update pages and even the front page periodically throughout the week if the news changes. So we're very excited about the opportunities to be able to use technology and do a lot more depth of storytelling and breadth of storytelling.
Okay, just to clarify for people, you mentioned the PDF of the paper. Some people may not be aware of what that means.
Sure,
Can you just explain what
sure.
that means?
Yeah, that's a digital replica. Some people call it an electronic edition. It's the physical newspaper represented. You can turn the pages again, all electronically or digitally. You can use your arrows and turn the pages. It's a reading experience just like a physical newspaper would, but it's presented on the screen. I hope that
So
explains it.
people who do like to read the physical paper and not just read article by article, they'll still be able to do that. They'll be able to see their news. They'll be able to see the advertising. That'll all be basically in the same format, just on their screen instead of paper in their hands. Correct?
Exactly, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, there obviously over many years now, there's been a movement toward digital. How do you think this will improve the way that we're able to deliver news to people?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, you don't need me to tell you that you know, people are consuming more and more of their content digitally. You know, whether that be websites, whether that be email newsletters, whether that be social media. Um, you know, and it's funny because some people have this thought of that it's all younger people. But the statistics that that we know and we've seen, the biggest adoption rates are from senior citizens when it comes to using those technologies, right? I mean, the growth in email usage, the growth in social media usage by senior citizens and people that actually get email newsletters, those are the areas in that demographic is the one that is adopting these new storytelling techniques and digital media more than any other group. I mean, they're growing faster in that group. So you know, there's this thought I know out there that having this not having a print edition will alienate seniors, and that's not what the statistics say. So yeah, I think you know we're gonna continue to see technology evolve and do things like I say to make us even better. You know, and we're going to be able to do features, as I said earlier, that just aren't available to be able to do in print. So we're excited.
Okay, now I know that you're a busy guy, and I know in addition to being president of this company, you're also president of the National Press Institute for Audience Growth. So you have some information at your fingertips about how people are consuming their news and consuming advertising and living their social life too. What trends are you seeing in terms of that? Is there a strong move to digital, or are people hungering for print? What do the numbers show?
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, we do. You know, we work with the NPIAG. We work with a number of different clients in different areas of the country in media, and a lot of different aspects. And what we're seeing is yes, a continual move to digital. Print is not dead, though. I just want to be really clear, and it's not going to be dead in Washington County either. We fully plan to continue with print. You know, whether it be our special sections that people know and love so much, our community guidebooks are very popular. Our summer guides, our fall guides, our county fair guides, those will all continue to be printed and so on. And that's what we're seeing nationwide. It's print again, not dead. It's changed, and it seems like there's some things that are just they're better presented in print, or at least it print supplementing a digital or social presence. You know, it's the old way, and it's a kind of same thing when it comes to advertisers, right? I mean, if you're just advertising in one medium, you're probably missing out. You know, it's not as effective as it used to be. You know, the old days of there's three TV channels and five radio stations and one newspaper circulating, or those are long gone. And as an advertiser too, you want to be making sure that you're reaching your consumers in a variety of different ways, and in print and digital is what we're seeing nationwide, a good combination of both. Most publishers now are not print centric, and they're not fully digital. They have a I call it multimedia storytelling. That seems to be the secret formula for the most successful media organizations that there are.
Okay, what are some of those multimedia formats that you're looking to incorporate this new Washington County Free Press?
Yeah, I mean, so again, with us, it's going to be we're going to be the newsletter itself will be the comprehensive look at what's going on in Washington County with video, with the PDF, the electronic edition of the paper, the simulated reading experience. Um, it will also be social media will play a large part in that. You know, every time that we post stories, that we will be using social media to get the word out as well. Beyond that, we're about to undergo a brand new website. We're really excited about that. Within the next few weeks, we will be launching a newly revamped website that we feel is going to be much stronger than the current website that we operate on. And we'll have more news and information and calendar listings and links to different parts of the community. And again, more ways for advertisers to get their message out as well. So, we're very excited about multimedia storytelling.
Okay, so big changes coming for the Washington County Free Press in the next few weeks. But what about the future? Where do you see the publication being 5 years from now?
It's a great question too. So, someone you and I both know and respect greatly, Warren Dews, is one of our publishers. He gave me a quote that I just love, and it goes like this. It says, "Tradition is a wonderful thing until it stops progress." And I think that really sums up where we are. I want to respect the tradition of what we do, what you do, and your colleagues do in the news gathering side of our operation is more important than ever. We've talked about this ad nauseum, right? I mean, it's so important to have local journalism. It's my passion to make sure that I, through the companies that I work in and with, or outright own, that we secure and save local journalism. We know what happens when local journalism goes away. Bad things happen when local journalism goes away. So local journalism has to be preserved. And most people, it's even not even a partisan issue. In New York State, we passed some legislation last year to help support local journalism. There's more on the way. In many ways, shape, or form. And it's not a partisan issue. Blue, red, one side of the aisle or the other, it doesn't really matter. People understand the importance of local journalism. But where I see 5 years from now, to answer your question directly, I think it's going to be a lot of what we're seeing. Well, I feel that what we're doing here in Washington County is going to be kind of the bellwether that a lot of other publishers will do going forward. Multimedia storytelling, newsletters, being more of a leader because they tend to be something that people are kind of used to. It's kind of like the paper landing at your doorstep in the bygone days in some areas, right? That signaled that it was time to read the news. That ding of the you have mail type thing with a newsletter coming in will be the modern version of the paper plopping in front of your doorstep. But make no mistake, as I said, there is room and there will be room for print. But the other thing, Melanie, is a local community media company, we're diversifying greatly. We're again, whether it be videos, whether it be even events. I mean, think of the things we're doing with events. In Washington County, we host a Best of Washington County. We've hosted for several years now. Hundreds and hundreds of people, thousands, and get honored. Thousands of people vote on the best businesses in Washington County. We do up there as well. We've done the Feed Your Mind, Feed a Family program where we actually put meals in front of families in need at Thanksgiving, local families in need. So we're getting more into trying to help the community and recognize the leaders in the community in various ways. So live events is also part of our future too. So I think in 5 years from now, it's going to be more of that. It's going to be a lot of different things, not just a printed newspaper.
I know you've already made some inroads into broadcasting live events, sports events.
Yeah, that's a great point.
That's I know
Yeah,
another way that you've been making inroads into video. Okay, I,
yeah,
I think
yeah,
we covered.
yeah. Melanie, I would say that real quick on that too. It's funny, we just over the last couple of days, we've been talking about expansion of that in many, many different ways. So expanding the number of events we cover, not just sports, but also even having some in-studio shows, a newsmaker show or a sports uh, feature show each week on a regular basis too. So we're we're very excited about what we can do with video. So it's absolutely a huge part of our future.
Real forward thinking stuff too, especially in a small community like this, to be offering those resources, I think is really forward thinking of the company. Okay, do you have any final words that you would like our listeners to know about the changes that are coming or just in general?
Listen, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity here to talk today about this. I would invite any reader, any advertiser. We're doing a tour out there of talking to of as many advertisers as we can about these changes and what they mean for them. I would invite any reader to please, if can get a hold of me, we can put my number there, or my email. It's all there. It's in the paper, but you can call the office. And I'd be happy to talk to anybody that wants to express their opinion or their thoughts on and anything we're doing, whether it be this move or anything else going on related to NYVT Media.
Thanks for joining us, Mark. Exciting stuff happening at the paper. Reporting for NYVT Media, this is Melanie Lukasovic.